This is an unusual episode of the Make Movement Matter podcast. I'm going to be my own guest and go solo. If you enjoy this shorter episode and would like to hear more Wendy's wanderings about other topics, then send me a direct message on Instagram or visit my website reclaimmovement.co.uk, where you can also find out all the ways I can help you progress with movement in daily life to age well. Today, we're going to explore an often underused movement habit in our modern world that was commonplace for most of our human existence and can hugely enhance your movement in daily life, both now and in your future. It's getting down to the ground. I post a lot about this on Instagram as a missing ingredient in our daily lives. And I always love to hear about your movement experiences, so do send me a DM and connect with me. Instagram is where I am most. In this episode, I'm going to try to persuade you why it's so important to create a daily ground time habit. I'll talk about the numerous benefits of incorporating it into your routine and how you can seamlessly tie it into everyday activities. So, why do I bang on about getting down to the ground so much? Well, getting down and up from the ground regularly has incredible benefits for your body. From a purely mechanical perspective, you're resisting gravity, using your muscles and bones to get down there without falling down, and then you're pushing your body weight against it to get back up. It really is a hugely beneficial movement, or even see it as an exercise if that helps you to label it that way. There are so many different ways of getting down and up that take varying levels of joint mobility and muscular strength, but also require balance and core stability. After all, that's why it takes so long for a toddler to master the movement that takes them from the ground level movement of crawling on all fours up to walking around on two legs. In my coaching, I always get clients to return to the ground and work on their movement from the ground upwards, following early developmental movement patterns to help the body reset the nervous system, gain confidence and comfort being on the ground. Building the strength and mobility needed to get there are key foundations for efficiently moving upright. So all the practice doing so then translates into better ability to balance, to step up and down, to climb other higher level movements should you choose to do them. So what are the advantages of being down on the ground? When we're at ground level, we use our body very differently than when we're sitting on a chair, particularly our lower body, but also the core and whole spine too, as our bodies adapt to the positions we use, literally just sitting in and moving between a wide variety of positions helps to improve our mobility, which is more than can be said of being in chair shape for hours. And the added bonus of sitting at ground level is that your body helpfully regularly gives you a nudge to switch positions. Again, unlike when you're sat in a chair. So you're never stuck in a position too long, which is what we're trying to avoid. Therefore, joints are being used more regularly in wider ranges of motion, which is better for them. And you're using a whole variety of different positions that help improve overall mobility. It's that variety that's key. Being on the ground necessitates getting off the ground. So to my mind, you get two lots of benefit from one location. So when the doorbell rings, or you remember you've left something in another room, or your child calls, "Mom, can you help me?" You have to get the whole way up to standing each and every time, building strength and movement efficiency every time you do, and far more so than just getting out of chair height. I call it the most important meter you travel. If you think about it, everyone would agree that our ability to move freely and confidently is really important to carry out daily tasks, but also to keep doing all the important things we love, especially as we age. So if we lose this skill or become worried about our ability to get down and back up, it can have huge ramifications in our lives. So if I've managed to convince you about the benefits of incorporating some ground time in your daily routine, here are some tips to help you get started. Number one, embrace the benefits of the ground. Now that you know the benefits of getting down to the ground, always think about these reasons when you make the choice to go there, knowing you are doing yourself a favour, creating this daily habit that will hopefully serve you for life. Number 2, start with purpose. How can you make this a daily habit? Intentionally planning it into your day will make you more likely to be able to be as consistent as possible. I have 2 ways of doing this, rather than always having to remember and remind myself, which means I'll forget. Firstly, I choose a specific time of day dedicated to some ground time. For me, it's doing laptop admin or writing and incorporating mini movement breaks to boost my focus. Perhaps for you, it could be during your morning routine after meals, or even while watching the TV in the evening. Do some of the mini movement breaks you see from my YouTube channel, of course, and see how they make you feel afterwards. Secondly, and I find this the easiest way to start creating a new habit, is to pair ground time with a specific daily activity. So you're stacking the 2 together that you already do. So perhaps something you haven't done before at ground level. I always talk about folding my laundry on the ground, as I know this is something everyone has to do. And it adds in lots of sitting positions and transitions between them. Not only does it improve my mobility, but it also makes that mundane task a little bit more enjoyable. Often more regular daily activities are reading the news, reading a book, scrolling social media, or definitely responding to messages. Number 4, find a comfortable space. It's not meant to be painful. To make it more appealing, create that comfortable space that's more inviting than a hard floor. You could choose a rug or carpeted floor, use cushions and a mat, or folded blankets to encourage you to spend more time on the ground. Number 5, invite others for accountability. Another great way to encourage this habit is to involve family or friends. Perhaps you could agree that whenever you play a board game, you always do it on the ground. Or when you watch a film, you do it on the ground. Making it a shared experience can make it more enjoyable and normalise it for every generation. And that must be a good thing. Number 6, celebrate your progress. With any habit, it's vital to celebrate your progress. If it helps you keep a tally of how many times you get up and down each day and week, notice and make note of the benefits you're experiencing, such as increased mobility or less stiffness in your joints, if you feel it's getting easier. Every time you successfully integrate this practice into your life, take a moment to acknowledge your achievement. And finally, number 7, be flexible with your approach. Flexibility is key. Some days you might find it easy to fit in, while others it might be more challenging. Be kind to yourself and always look at it positively. Remember, tomorrow's a new day. The important thing is that you're showing up for yourself and prioritizing your movement. So there you have it. Getting down to the ground daily is not only beneficial for your body, but it can also be easily integrated into your routine with some creative thinking. Choose activities that work for you and make it enjoyable. Thank you so much for listening to this mini episode of the Make Movement Matter podcast. I hope you feel inspired to incorporate this new movement habit into your life. And until next time, keep moving and make it matter. I hope you've enjoyed listening, and if you have, you can help by doing 3 things. First, press the follow button to tell podcast platforms you want to listen again. Second, please give the show a 5-star rating and leave a review about why you liked it. And third, I'd love you to share it with friends and family or on your socials, for which I'm truly thankful. Finally, if this podcast is making you want to start reclaiming your own movement, join me in the Reclaim Movement membership for classes, both live and by replay, and countless videos of mini movement breaks to add into your daily life, covering practical and fun, important natural movements. Visit reclaimmovement.co.uk/membership to get started with your 7-day free trial. See you for the next episode, and thank you so much for listening.